How do you keep up with K-pop news? There's a channel that I watch a lot. It would be K-pop Junkee. I think people would know. Yeah, I just really like how he, orientates everything. It's just really, really well done. Like the edits as well. I love how he like talks about one thing, but like really naturally just moves on to the next topic. I think that's something that I really, really respect. I think it's really, really cool. And yeah, I really like his voice as well. I don't know why, but like his voice is like really, really like it's really comforting. It's really warm as well. And yeah, I really liked when like, cause I used to, just watch his stuff like since way back then, but then there's like a time where he started doing it like after like like revealing his face, and I was like, oh, that's really cool too. So yeah, after that I'm still watching, so yeah, you could say I'm a fan.
What just happened? Bangchan, there's not enough time in one's life for me to express my gratitude for everything you just said. I appreciate you more than you can know, especially judging by that very casual hum at the end, like you didn't just change my life. By the way, anytime you did watch, I really hope you noticed the Stray Kids album that has literally been there the whole time. I did not just put that there, you guys can check. But you guys aren't here to watch me gush for 6 hours. You're here to keep up with what's going on. Bangchan apparently stops by to keep up with what's going on. So let's get into some of the bad, a lot of the good. Here we go. 100 things I love about Stray Kids and Bangchan.
Number 100.
Before we get into all the good stuff going on in K-pop, let's touch on the serious things first, including official updates regarding the accusations toward SSERAFIM's Kim GARAM. Quick recap, right before debut, Kim GARAM was accused by a former classmate of past bullying, inappropriate behavior, and even assault. However, Source Music came out to quickly deny, saying that GARAM was actually the victim and that they would take legal action, which apparently they did with someone who continued to perpetuate these rumors. During SSERAFIM's debut showcase, both Chaewon and GARAM herself said that it's difficult to address the situation and that Source Music will share details when they can. Well, on one of GARAM's uploaded fan cams, the accuser allegedly came back and commented writing along the lines of, "I didn't say anything else because I was afraid of being sued, not that I didn't have anything to say. All of the kids in that middle school know how cleverly dirty you are. When I think about how happy you are debuting as an idol, I boil in anger. Be sure to climb up to the top and be loved by people. There were plenty of people then to take you down." And then a few days ago, a photo was posted showing a document from the Autonomous Committee for Countermeasures Against School Violence was posted stating that Kim GARAM was a perpetrator, along with a field trip photo proving she was in that class. The middle school has now actually responded, but only say it's impossible for the school to reveal its position or say anything about Kim GARAM. This piece of quote-unquote evidence even got Source Music to come out again, reiterating their previous statement that the stories are exaggerated to make GARAM look bad when she was, again, the victim in this situation. I'm sure this is not the last we've heard about this. The same question about who we should consider the victim was debated on this weekend after Europe's biggest K-pop festival of all time in front of almost 80,000 people. See, Enhypen was one of the groups in the amazingly stacked lineup for K-pop Flex, and when they arrived in Germany, you can see that the giant crowd was parted so that the members and their team could walk through safely, and because they felt safe, the members even took the time to greet and high-five fans along the way. However, that was not the same story when they arrived back in Korea. The guys and staff were instantly mobbed at the airport. You see leader Jungwon look back as he hears the doors behind him get busted through, and because there was so much chaos, we see the security team forcibly pushing a female fan out the way. Actually, there are several similar videos of this at different points going around. One girl tried to pull on Heesung but also got shoved off. Media outlets then began to report that the security was assaulting these fans, especially because it was males pushing females away with unnecessary force. But on the other side, people are arguing that they had no choice because even when they got pushed the first time, they still came back up to the guys and tried to do the same thing, pulling, pushing, touching, and hyping. So do you think the security guard should be punished for using excessive force, especially on female fans in this situation? Or do you think they had no choice considering those fans continuously mobbing the guys? Maybe your opinion lies somewhere in between. Safety, security, bodyguards have all been a huge talking point lately, from the AESPA at the all-boys school situation, to HOLLAND literally getting attacked on the street, which by the way we now have an update for. For those who haven't heard, HOLLAND and his manager were approached on the street, called what you see on the screen there, and then was physically assaulted. HOLLAND has updated saying he's been to the hospital, everything's fine. The saddest part to me was reading that it's malicious comments toward him that hurt way more than getting physically attacked. However, you'll be happy to hear that while they were at the police station reporting the incident, a man was taken into custody for, get this, obstruction of traffic. HOLLAND pointed at him because it turns out it was the same guy who attacked him. Apparently, he pleaded guilty to all charges, especially because there was video of the attack. Someone who's in the hospital right now is Golden Child's tag, whose health has reportedly taken a turn for the worse recently and is undergoing tests. Luckily, he isn't in critical condition as of right now, so let's wish him the best. But enough of the negative, let's move to interesting or positive things to celebrate in K-pop. Before the highly anticipated GOT7 comeback, Yugyeom has been embarking on his own solo tour lately, and at the London show, he literally stopped the concert after noticing a fan was in danger.
House light please.
After asking the house lights to be turned on, he went up to get a closer look, directed staff to the person who needed assistance after passing out and bumping their head, and then realized someone on the other side needed help as well and were eventually escorted to safety. After aiding the two fans who had passed out, Yugyeom then asked fans to give each other space and got the crowd water so that everyone would be safe for the rest of the show. Luckily, the two fans have given updates and are okay. On top of Yugyeom's solo tour and K-pop flex that we just mentioned earlier, 17 just announced their world tour. Twice, who all just opened their individual Instagram accounts by the way, just finished their historic stadium concerts, the first girl group to do so in the US, which I was fortunate enough to attend. By the way, thank you to everyone who came up and said hi, and those who didn't. Singing their song Moonlight with Twice under a visible full moon in that open stadium is something I'll never forget. This also just came out, but NAYEON will be releasing her solo debut mini album next month. Congrats to the amazing YERIN for making her solo debut. And speaking of solo artists, Alexa was holding a fan sign event this weekend in LA as well. Here's me with Alexa in a blurry photo. I was nervous, okay? Of course, she just appeared at the BILLBOARD Music Awards and presented after winning American Song Contest. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought she was supposed to perform as well. But on top of Alexa blessing the BILLBOARD Music Awards with her presence, BTS also dominated, winning 3 awards that night, tying One Direction for most wins for Best Duo/Group, and became the group with the most wins overall in the history of the BBMAs. Since forming, PNATION is a company everyone has their eye on, being led by Psy, recruiting a crazy roster of established artists, but have now debuted their first boy group, TNX, with their song Way Up. Not only that, but MLD just announced that they will be debuting their first girl group since MOMOLAND. The first 2 members we know of are Shauna from Girls Planet 999 and a Filipina-Argentinian member who, by the way, has a fantastic voice. Congrats to AESPA for being selected as one of Time Magazine's Next Generation Leaders 2022. They are the second ever K-pop group to do so after BTS. And we have to mention AESPA's senior group because Girls' Generation, SNSD, have confirmed their full group comeback in August to celebrate their 15th anniversary. Yes, this was a real reaction to the news on the news. It's funny that right after this announcement, Sooyoung posted a photo of her at SM wearing a hat that says, "I don't work here." If I ever visit SM, I'm gonna take a picture at this exact location with this hat. You think anybody would notice?
K-pop Junkee, I think people would know.